live. The the last live stream we did ended in chaos for a reason which maybe we'll never understand. But hopefully this one should function. It should exist. It should remain alive throughout. Is anybody there? Let me know if you're watching. I'm just trying to get the live chat up. It seems like we're live. We are live. Okay, excellent. The episode should have just aired on TV, and by the episode I mean Wish World. Wish World will have just hit screens across the country. So what did everybody think? I mean, the big reveals are out there now. They're on the Doctor Who Instagram pages as well. And there is actually a Next Time trailer, which I did quickly watch before starting this live stream, where, yeah, Omega gets another name drop. Yeah, I'm excited. I'll do a video properly breaking down shot by shot the Reality War trailer, because I think it's going to be interesting to see there. There we go. Hello, people in the chat. Hello, Commander Midnight. Hello, Crux. Hello, Jasmine. Hello, Kevin. Hello, Dominic. Hello, Prez. Hello, James. Hello, Tony. Hello, Tina. Hello, Melanie. Hello, Amelitish. I can't read that. Sorry. That's my bad. Yeah. Hello, everyone. The chat's doing that thing again where it's jumped to the top. But hello, everybody who's joined this live chat. If you've got any Doctor Who questions, please fire them away. I presume some of you guys have just finished the episode. Why does the chat always do this? I presume some of you guys have just finished the episode. So if you have, what were your thoughts? What's the general consensus? I'm intrigued because obviously the weekly podcast we do. We're filming it on Monday, I think. But I received a video message from Elise where I think she'll have a positive review. She was seemingly over the moon with the episode, and I've briefly spoken to Artie, and Artie's not too pleased, I don't think. So it's going to make for an interesting podcast. I don't think Rosanna's seen it yet, and obviously Tharies is in the episode, so I'm sure Tharies will enjoy the episode. But yeah, the podcast's going to be an interesting one to discuss. So hello, let's read some of these chats. I enjoyed it. I'd give it an 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10's fair. I'd say I'm similar. I've watched it twice and a little bit now. Like, I just watched it on broadcast with my family, and they all really enjoyed it. I think it was pretty good. I don't think it's the best episode ever, and I'm not going to lie, I am slightly terrified for next week. Who knows where next week's going? I just hope it pays off well. But for what it was, I thought it was a really strong episode. Enjoyed it. Operation President says, yo, what happened to the last stream? It's a great question. I wish I knew. I genuinely don't know. It just sort of stopped. And I was coming to the end of the stream anyway. We'd been streaming for over an hour. So I thought there was no point in starting a new one. But yeah, that's kind of why I'm doing a stream today. Because this is, I suppose, the last chance I'm going to get to do a proper stream, like, directly after an episode. I mean, I say last chance, it's also the first one I've done. I don't know whether this will work. Maybe we'll do it in future. Maybe Doctor Who will be cancelled. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, next week, obviously, the episode is going to air well, I'm going to watch it in cinemas, and it airs at the same time as cinemas, so around 7 o'clock. There's no 8 a.m. drop on iPlayer, which is kind of mad. But in a way, that's kind of cool, because yeah, we'll get to see it on the big screen for the first time. It'd be pretty exciting. Right, what's going on in chat? Can we not judge before next week? It's only halfway through. Yeah, I get what you're saying. Hasjar says, I think Omega is actually the Doctor. That would be a plot twist and a half. I mean, that sounds like expanded universe stuff. Like, that sounds like there's definitely a Big Finish range that have done that somewhere. James Skywalker 2020 says, I'm so stoked for the Reality War. So am I. Is that? Yeah, the light's slightly in my shot. There we go. We've drastically improved the quality of the live stream. Love Time Lurker, just love the content. Also love the Wish World giving Sound of Drums to me. Yeah, I do think, did anybody else think that Rani was kind of written a little bit like the Master? Like, she was written well, but there were a couple of moments where I was sort of like, Russell, you've dipped into writing the Master rather than the Rani, which, yeah, I don't know. I think she was having almost a little bit too much fun with causing all the evil. Like, the Rani, from at least my interpretation of the Rani, she's much more like dead on, straight. She doesn't care about the theatrics of it, unlike the Master. But yeah. Apparently Omega's just a CGI creature, God help us, says Dalek. Yeah, look, this is, I'm not gonna lie, this is one of the things I'm terrified for. You all know how much I love Omega as a villain. I have waited for this man. I put the clip in my review, but I have literally waited for Omega to come back since I was a child. Like, that, there's an action figure of Omega somewhere in there, which I got for like my 10th birthday or something. Like, this is a big reveal, it's a big moment, and he's finally back. Although, right, I'm just going to voice my conspiracy here. Terrifying conspiracy here. What if Omega isn't in next week's episode? Now, on the surface, that sounds kind of mad, but why didn't we see him this week? Why didn't we hear him? We technically heard him, but it was archived recordings from a Big Finish story. I'm slightly terrified. Is he not going to show up? Or if he does show up, is he just going to be entirely CGI? Because he doesn't technically have a body. What if the finale is just the Rani trying to bring back Omega and the Doctor stopping her before she can? That's terrifying. Like, I really hope we see him, even just a bit. But look, I don't know. People are saying they've just uploaded a next time trailer. I saw the one they posted on Instagram. Let me just check if there's another one. Perhaps there's a longer one. Let's just have a look. Doctor Who. Oh. If you search in Doctor Who, my live stream comes up. Nice. Let battle commence. The Reality War Season 2 trailer. Yeah, I think this is the one they put on Instagram. Oh, no. I think it might be... No, it is. It's the one they put on Instagram. It just looks different because it's in widescreen. As I say, though, this teaser trailer thing that they've released, I'm going to properly look at and break down in a video that will probably come out tomorrow. I'll film it tonight. But yeah, I'm going to visit my grandparents tomorrow, so shout out to the confused grandparents who made their appearance on that podcast. But yeah, I'll film that tonight, and the trailer reaction will be up tomorrow. Toast Gaming says, what if he's just a floating helmet like in The Wizard of Oz? If it's anything like The Wizard of Oz, you know what, I'd be here for it. If he's a giant floating helmet, I'm kind of here for that. The one thing I really want, and I don't think we're going to get it, but I would really love to see his helmet. Like, please. Dr. Master says, Omega's going to be a massive CGI fish. Omega 3. He's not going to be a fish, but I tell you what he might be, right? As soon as I rewatched it and I heard baby Poppy, well, toddler Poppy, say at the start of the episode, she's saying meow a bunch of times, and then they're like, oh, do you wish there was a cat? They turned Sutekh into a dog. Are they going to turn Omega into a cat? Please don't. Please don't. They might. We might be facing Omega the cat. I'm just saying. We have a super chat here from Crux. Thank you very much, Crux, for the super chat. He says, sad face, me once the Rani gets defeated. Yeah, this is the thing. There's so much for them to do in next week's episode. So much. Like, you've got Baby God, what's it called? Whatever it is, Baby God of Wishes. You got Mrs. Flood, you got the Rani, you got Conrad, and you've got Omega. That's a lot of people. A lot of villains for one episode. And the episode's only like an hour long. I'm scared. I'm genuinely scared. I hope it does well. K-Hope says, yo, Tharies in Doctor Who. I know. I think Tharies is... hopefully this isn't breaking any NDAs, but I'm not being funny. That man told everyone, which is really funny. The amount of people on Twitter that were like, oh, Tharies told me a year ago. Like, I completely understand. I'd do exactly the same thing. I would do exactly the same thing. If I was in Doctor Who, I wouldn't be able to not tell people. But it's funny. It's funny because I feel like it's the worst kept secret of all time. The amount of times in the podcast as well we joke about it. But yeah, Tharies is in Doctor Who. He's official. He's made it. He's got a TARDIS wiki page. Has he got a TARDIS? Let's Google. Has Tharies made it to TARDIS wiki? Tharies TARDIS wiki. I mean, the Tharies ramp probably has. Tharies Doctor Who expanded. I think that's something different. I mentioned there, Thanos has collaborated with many different Doctor Who themed content creators, including the Confused Adipose, JXE, Wingy Media, etc. I don't know. Can we start a campaign if there isn't already one? We need a Tharies on the thingy. Omega's gonna take over Conrad's body, says Dr. Master. That's not a bad shout. Right, here's a conspiracy theory. I'm going to talk about it in one of my videos as well, but Rogue. What if Jonathan Groff is Omega? Because he's in that sort of hell domain when he speaks to the Doctor, and he's trying to make the Doctor doubt. Why is Rogue trying to make the Doctor doubt? Because he wants to break out because he's Omega. Who knows, maybe, maybe not. Tharies is Omega. Yeah, that's got to happen. It's got to happen. Crux says the Doctor is the real villain for dunking on exceptionalism. Let the Rani cook. If she wants to kill everyone, who are we to stop her? I fully support the Rani. Maybe we don't support the Rani. Ranagast, hello Zach. Zach says Rani gets turned into a cat. I'm calling it now. That would be quite funny. I mean, the Master's already been turned into a cat, so why not the Rani? Make all of the Time Lord villains that the Doctor faces. You just need the meddling monk turned into a cat now, and then you've got like an entourage of cats. What would you call an entourage of cats? Hashtag I stand with the Rani. If Omega is a cat, that explains why stuff can't stay on the table. It's all clicking together. Toast Gaming solved the problem. That's why, because the cat's just knocking it off the table. I like this. We're on to the 16th Doctor's a cat. Poppy's a cat. Maybe everyone is a cat. Can Time Lords regenerate into cats? Maybe. Look, I think we've solved it. Everyone in Doctor Who is in fact a cat. There's no need for this live stream. We'll end it there. Doctor Who's done. Everyone's a cat. Confused Adipose is a cat. Maybe. The chat's jumped again. I will watch the 3 Doctors before next week's episode, says Paul Kelly. Yeah, I'd advise it. I have rewatched it so many times. I'll probably stick in another rewatch. I think they did a Tales of the TARDIS of it as well, so that's cool. You could also, shameless plug, check out our Doctor Who fan film Echo's End. If you want to see the Doctors face down Omega, that's all you need. 2021 Echo Doctor versus Omega. It's marvellous, absolutely marvellous. But no, genuinely, if you want a quick rundown on who Omega is, I've got a video on it, video breaking down the entire history of Omega, or B, watch Echo's End, and it will tell you all you need to know. K9 becomes a cat. Does anyone else remember? I'm pretty sure there was a rumour that there was going to be a robot cat called Kit 10 in Doctor Who, which is, I can't lie, that would be quite funny. Like, I'd be here for that. Zach says your Omega video was sick. Thank you very much. I'm glad you enjoyed it. There's always a cat at the end. K9 becomes Cat 9. Cat 9. I prefer Kit 10. That's a great pun. Absolutely marvellous. Do you like how they made a romance around the Doctor and the Rani, even though there was no reference to it in the story? I think it's probably just one of those, like, Russell things. Like, Russell seems to love to do that. Like, it's where I say I think he almost slipped into writing the Master rather than the Rani for that moment. Like, I don't know how or why he does this, but sometimes when he's writing a supervillain like the Toymaker, he just slips into John Sim Master mode, like with the musical numbers and all of that. I think the specific line from the Rani or the Doctor is, people called us lovers. That doesn't confirm they were lovers, so until they confirm it themselves, then, you know what, I'm going to say it didn't happen. Not canon. Spidey Steve says, I caught one. Hello, Spidey Steve. Harry Palmtree says, the next time clip seemed to show the seal of Rassilon opening. Is he coming back from his exile? If Omega takes Conrad's body, then it would be a trio of Time Lords. Rani, Rassilon, Omega. Yeah, it could be. I mean, I'm so... The problem is, I don't know, there's no way we're going to get Rassilon. Like, the finale's too busy. Like, there's so much going on already. I could see Omega taking Conrad's body. It would at least, like, that sort of cuts down one villain in a way, merges the two of them. I don't know. I've never seen Jonah Howard King play a villain like Omega before. Like, it's always more of a Brian Blessed type role. But I don't know. He could be good. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. I really do hope though, if they have got the voice of Omega, it's Brian Blessed playing him, because that man was born to play Omega. Especially because if any of you watched what's it called, Wizards vs Aliens, the other Russell T Davies CBBC show, like kind of Sarah Jane vibes. He played like a giant alien head in that, and it was just brilliant, like such good casting. We have a super chat here from Jerf. Thank you very much, Jerf, for the super chat. Jerf says, where do you think Moffat's statement fits in here? Bizarrely enough, I have to read the finale of season 2 for reasons that will become apparent. Yeah, that is an incredibly good question. I have been wondering that. I've been trying to think. I reckon there's a likelihood that Anita from Joy to the World crops up. I don't quite know how or why, but I mean, I think when a writer uses someone else's character, I mean, I kind of hinted at this in my video earlier, but when a writer uses someone else's character, they have to like check over the script. Like Russell had to check over the script of Fugitive of the Jadoon when Chibnall wrote it, because he was using Jadoons. So I think there's probably something Moffat created, a Moffat creation in there somewhere. We have another super chat here. Thank you very much to Streams. Thank you for the super chat, Streams. Streams says, just joined, but nobody brings up the question. Rani says, the Doctor says where the TARDIS is. So yeah, that is another question. Where is the TARDIS? What's happened to the TARDIS? The Rani draws attention to, where's your TARDIS? The last we saw of it, boom, it's getting exploded, it's getting destroyed. It's not going to be gone forever. TARDIS can never die, probably, hopefully. But yeah, I don't know. I wondered, it's actually my mum's theory when she watched the episode, but she said was the big palace thing that the Rani had somehow the TARDIS, but I presume the Rani has her own TARDIS, and that's how she was doing all that time travelling, space hopping kind of stuff. I don't know, but it is intriguing. It is intriguing. I wonder how that would play into it. Maybe would Omega take on the form? Could he take on the form of a TARDIS? A TARDIS is technically alive. What if the Rani is given the TARDIS, like drop the TARDIS into the Underverse for Omega to use as a vessel to come into our universe? I don't know. I'm intrigued. As ever, guys, as well, please don't spam the chat, but feel free to re-comment stuff if I've missed it. If you super chat it, I'll 100% respond to it because it flashes up on my screen. I won't miss it. But yeah, there's no pressure to super chat because I do read as many as I can. They just get lost. The Rani has a goblin glider as a TARDIS. I did think that was really funny. Like, I mean, someone came into my comments and was like, actually, it's not like the Green Goblin glider. Okay, it's got handles, but apart from the handles, it's basically the same thing. Like, I thought it was just so funny, and you can just imagine Russell sat at his desk typing that away with the thing flying through the sky with the Rani. You can imagine it. It's quite funny. Melody says, can you put the Echo films on Letterboxd? I'd have absolutely no idea how to do that, but that would be so cool if they got put on Letterboxd. Do you have to pay for it? I don't know. If anyone knows how to do it, pop them on Letterboxd. That would be cool. Dr. Master says, where's Tom Haynes? Yes, my mortal enemy of these live streams, the guy who always tries to beef me in the live chat. I think he's not here. Maybe he's trapped in the Underverse and will rise by the end of the stream. The standing ovation when Kitty Mega appears in the cinema next week is going to rival Andrew Garfield appearing as Spider-Man again. Oh god, it's gonna happen, isn't it? I don't know why, I've just got a really sinking feeling that Omega's gonna be a cat. I have no evidence, but the complete lack of seeing him in anything. We don't even know who's cast as Omega. That's what gets me. Is he even going to speak? We've only heard like archival sounds of him. I really hope... Look, if he is a cat, as long as it's really good, I won't mind. I'll give you the pass, but I'm scared. I don't get nervous, but I'm starting to get a bit shaky. Omega is the cat that got shot in Robot Revolution. See, it's all tying up. Could it be Moffat's involved because of the whole Boone/Monday Flynn storyline that was teased in episode 1? That's a good shout as well, to be fair. They kind of wrapped it up in episode 1. I think it probably won't come back into play because I think Russell's like, oh, like the Doctor's trying to find a way to bring Belinda on board. So I don't know whether it will come back, but who knows? Who knows? Speaking of archival voice lines, did they use lines from the Big Finish Gallifrey series? They did indeed. I didn't actually pick up on it on my first watch. I knew I recognised the lines, but I couldn't quite tell from where. And obviously, I've been working for ages on that big Who is Omega video, which you can go and check out on the channel now if you want the backstory to the guy. But yeah, I knew I recognised it from somewhere because I use one of those clips in the first couple of seconds of that big explanation of Omega video. So yeah, it was so cool, and it's one of the creepiest. If you could get your hands on that audio, I can't remember off the top of my head specifically which one it's from, but the way Omega sounds in that, it's just cool. It's perfect. Jake says, I've been meaning to get into the Gallifrey run as it's been on my backlog for over a year. The universe is giving me a sign. Yeah, it is. I reckon there's probably going to be a Big Finish sale during the week of Rani and Omega audios to get people involved, to get people back. We've got another super chat here from Jerf. Thank you very much. Really appreciate it, Jerf. Jerf says, noted that cats push cups off table. Oh no. Exactly. See, this is the thing. The cat theory. We've had the spoons theory. We've had the cat theory. Do they maybe tie together? Are we going to get cats with spoons? That's these are the quality theories people come to this live stream for. Maybe we'll have to wait and see. There's got to be something with a cat. That's the thing. Like as Annie's pointing out there, Poppy was saying meow. Poppy was saying she wants a cat. You have the cat in the Robot Revolution. How many cats? How many cats? I think the Doctor should lose in this finale, says Awkward Machine. Perhaps. You know what I'd really like to happen? I want this, Reality War, to be like big climactic thing happening, and at the end they defeat the Rani, but Omega survives, and maybe he doesn't make it into our universe now, but in a similar way, I don't think I ever posted it, but I started making a video called, like, Doctor Who needs a Thanos-type villain. Because they really do have a big overarching villain that spans the Doctor's tenure. Perhaps Ncuti's leaving after this season, so it could be more for the next Doctor, but I think Omega really needs time to shine. He needs like a long, drawn-out thing, because he's so powerful, and he's so tied in with Time Lord history and all of that. It's got to happen. We have a super chat from Thanos. Thank you very much, Thanos, for the super chat. I was just saying we needed a villain like Thanos. But Thanos says, can you clarify who is the unholy trinity? Is it the Rani, the Wish Baby, and Conrad, or Omega brought back to fight the Pantheon of gods? Yeah. It's a good question. I wish I could answer. I was trying to work this out for my review, and I came to the conclusion of, I don't know, does Russell know? I think the Unholy Trinity is probably just like a marketing thing that they've used to say like, ooh, get ready for this episode. But yeah, I guess, if I were to make a guess, it would be Conrad, the baby, and the Rani as the Trinity. And then this is what I'm saying, I don't know how much Omega's going to be in next week's episode. He might only make a cameo or basically not show up at all. But yeah, I don't know. Who do we think the unholy trinity is? And if anyone says a cat, I'm gonna be very unimpressed. I don't know. It's a good question. It's a very good question. We'll just have to wait and see. Or maybe they'll never do it. If Ncuti is leaving after this season, I'm going to be a little annoyed because he's only just hit his stride since the well to now. Yeah, it would be such a shame if Ncuti does leave next week. I mean, it's mad that by this time next week we may have a new Doctor. Like, that's insane. Saying that out loud is genuinely kind of crazy, but it's a very real possibility. I hope he stays on longer though, because as people are saying here, he is really good. Like, he's done really, really well in the past season. Like, Robot Revolution, banger. Actually, this entire season, I'd say there was a noticeable change. I don't know what happened, but from Joy to the World onwards, he is like perfect in every episode. Like, there's barely any questionable moments. Like, he's such a good Doctor, and I feel like give him another 2 seasons would be my idea. 2 or 3 seasons, quite frankly. Doctors leave too quickly nowadays. Like, we need another Tom Baker, someone that just lasts for years and years. Like, I'd really like to see Ncuti's Doctor develop, and I feel like with the whole thing in the Interstellar Song Contest where he's got ice in his heart, like, it's building up to somewhere with Ncuti's Doctor. So I really hope that, yeah, he sticks around for a little bit longer. But who knows? I mean, there's been so many rumours and so much speculation about another Doctor coming in. Yeah, I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. Have you seen the Next Time trailer? I have indeed seen the Next Time trailer. I will be making a video breaking that down that will come out tomorrow morning, I imagine. Yeah, so tomorrow, you'll probably have 2 videos tomorrow. Because, I mean, this is like my last week or... No, it's basically... I suppose it's a week or 2 weeks of making daily videos until the news dries up. But yeah, there'll be loads of Doctor Who content coming your way, so make sure you got the notification bell on. You don't want to miss any of it. New Who HQ says, his anger from episode 6 was an interesting character development. Hope they move further with it. Yeah, absolutely. I hope it's explained more or touched on more, because yeah, the morality of what the Doctor was doing in the Interstellar Song Contest is very questionable. Abby says, imagine the Rani, Conrad, and Omega are the unholy trinity, and they use the baby as a weapon to fight the Pantheon. Science using the god's power against them, which could carry into next season. That's a banger of an idea. I'd be 100% on board for that. We don't know whether it'll happen, maybe, maybe not, but it would be a cool cliffhanger, because this is the thing as well, they're clearly not done with the gods, and if they are, that's silly. Like, you can't be done with them after 2 seasons. I kind of feel like, in an ideal world, you'd have given Ncuti, like, 5 big seasons, of which the finale of season 5 is the wrap-up of all the gods. But I don't think that's going to happen. I think whether Ncuti's leaving now or after 1 more season, I think he's probably not here forever. Russell said the last member of the Pantheon is 160 years away. Incidentally, the Rani takes the baby from 160 years prior. Yeah, I guess that actually kind of confirms that the baby is in fact one part of the Pantheon. Well, the Giggle did that anyway, but he's probably one of the unholy trinity there. I mean, it's weird that it's a trinity, but there's kind of 4 big bads, and technically 5 if we're including Mrs. Flood. But yeah, Melody says Poppy definitely seems to be the Doctor's secret daughter. Yeah, there's something going on with all this. I don't quite know what or how it all ties together, because can anyone remind me what the Doctor shouts when he's falling off the balcony? He's like yelling like, but Poppy's real, is he saying she's really his daughter? I don't know. As ever, guys, because there's a lot of chats that I haven't seen, please feel free, don't spam the chat, but comment it again. If you want to donate as a super chat, I'll 100% read it out because it flashes up on my screen. I feel like I need to pre-record that and just add it into each stream. But yeah, don't spam the chat, but feel free to repost your message or super chat it. Either are greatly appreciated. Thoughts on Belinda's role in the last ep? I do think this is a problem we're encountering. Belinda needs more meat in the script. She needs more time. Like, I don't know. I think Varada's acting talents are a little bit wasted in the latter half of this season. I really hope she gets time to shine next week, because yeah, she was set up as such a good companion. Like, she really started strong. Start of this season was popping off. She was genuinely brilliant, and even after the Robot Revolution alone, I was like, there is potential here to become one of my favourite companions, because I love companions that sort of break the archetype, like Bill. Like, she's just a little, like, she doesn't ask the questions you'd normally expect, a little bit different, and I was kind of hoping for that sort of like Donna as well fits into that category. Yeah, I just wish they gave her more to do, because she's so good. I hope she stays on as a companion as well. Wendy Evans has sent in a £2 super chat. Thank you very much, Wendy Evans. Really appreciate it. There's no question along with it. If you want to ask a question, Wendy, go ahead. But if not, thank you very much for the support. Really appreciate it. Yeah, thank you to Wendy Evans. Jeff says, I fear Omega is going to be defeated by everyone just wishing him away. Ooh, I hadn't even thought of that, but that could happen. It's Wish World after all. There's the Wish Baby. The Wish Baby could wish Omega away. It's a scary thought. Thank you, Thanos, for another super chat. Really appreciate it. Thanos says, it would be so cool if Omega, the engineer genius, was brought back to fight against the Pantheon gods, and that's what season 3 is about. Yeah, I really like this idea that people are coming up with of Omega fighting the Pantheon, because the Rani's whole thing is science. Like, if she, like, it would be such a good motivation for her to go, you guys, since the sprinkling of the salt and gods coming into the universe, the giggle, etc., the Rani is like, I'm not having that. I'm not having that. We want science back in the universe. And she brings back the most famous Time Lord scientist, most powerful Time Lord scientist to help her on her quest. Thank you very much, Wendy Evans, for another super chat. Very generous. Wendy says, I think she will be the one to break the wall. Which wall? The fourth wall? The wall between worlds? Is what's it called? The Underverse. Break that through. Perhaps. Is so intriguing. Also, that's another thing. Breaking the fourth wall, is that going to be explained? We had a bordering on breaking the fourth wall line in the latest episode where the Rani says, like, this isn't just exposition, you know, which I thought was such a fun line. We have a super chat as well here from CS Gaming. Thank you very much, CS Gaming, for the super chat. CS Gaming says, Poppy might be a secret human Time Lord hybrid, just like the 8th Doctor. Yeah, perhaps Poppy may be. Is she related to the Doctor, do we think? I think she's probably got to be. The way the Doctor's yelling, I suppose his memories are coming back, so he might have remembered that she's actually a space baby, but the fact that Anita Dobson's talked about how the space babies tie into this episode, there's definitely more going on with Captain Poppy than meets the eye initially. Thank you very much, Crux, for the super chat. Crux says, what is Omega doing in the Underverse? P.S. W. Duckadoo. Yeah, how is Omega in the Underverse? How did he make it there? Like, in the giggle, it's established that the Underverse is, like, below the Toymaker's realm, that kind of vibe. I don't know why he's there. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. I suppose maybe the Underverse, his will is so strong that once the salt was sprinkled, he could sort of will himself into existence in that plane. Or maybe that's where he went after he sort of blew up and died in the Arc of Infinity. That'd be pretty cool. And yeah, who doesn't love Dugadoo? Is the 24-hour Dugadoo livestream... We have got another super chat, which I'll read in a second. Let me just check. Is the Dugadoo 24-hour livestream still going? Surely it's not still going. Let's just have a look. Doctor Who. They're currently... No, thank goodness the Dugadoo livestream has ended, finally. How many days was that? No, sorry, I stand corrected. 61 people are currently just watching Dugadoo live. How long has that been going on? And the TARDIS live as well. Like, this is insane. Why are people watching? I mean, good for everyone who's watching. I haven't actually seen, I've just seen the BBC have uploaded it behind the scenes. I haven't seen that yet. I'll definitely give it a watch as soon as this stream is done. Thank you very much to Alan M for the super chat. Alan M says, multi-doctor story, who would you like to see return? Oh, that's a good question, Alan. How many doctors am I allowed? Am I allowed to go with a cop-out answer and say every single one? If I'm going to limit myself to 4. Okay. If I had to pick 4 doctors to return, I'd pick, obviously, Capaldi. Capaldi's my favourite doctor. You've got to have Capaldi in there. Capaldi, Shooty. You know what? It might be controversial, but I think I'd go with Jodie, because I'll explain my reasoning after. And then Eccleston. So Capaldi, maybe not Eccleston, but I'd love to see Eccleston return. No, I'm not going to go with Eccleston. I'd love to see him return, but I'll explain why in a minute. Tennant, Whittaker, Ncuti, and Capaldi, because I feel like all these doctors are very contrasting. They're very different. Having, like I've said so many times, how fun would it be to have the 15th Doctor like have a tear go down his face and the 12th Doctor just be like, could you stop crying, please? Like, that would be so funny. Jodie as well, the energy she has, that would get on the nerves of the 12th Doctor. You'd have some fun bickering there. Tennant, so you've got your different archetypal Doctors. Do you know what I mean? Like, it'd be quite fun. You've got Jodie, the optimist, buzzing, happy one. Ncuti brings his own unique energy. Tennant brings his own unique energy. And Capaldi's like the grumpy one. Having the interplay between all of them would be so cool. So I think maybe those 4 Doctors as well. Because you could give them some interesting interactions. I think it's nice to see Smith and Tennant meet in Day of the Doctor, but they're in a way a little bit too similar. Obviously, there's differences, and it works really well in the context of that story, but it's like the 3 Doctors is probably my favourite multi-Doctor story. Shout out to Omega, because the 3 Doctors there, obviously it's mainly 2 and 3, but they're so different and they're bickering all the time, and I love to see that in the Doctors. Anyway, Tony the Time Lord, thank you very much, Tony the Time Lord. Sorry about that. Thank you, Tony the Time Lord, for a super chat. Really appreciate it, Tony. Tony says, I'd like the Rani to help Omega escape, but the Rani gets defeated in the finale, but Omega escapes to be the big bad in the next season and beyond. 100%. Tony knows where it's at. Tony is 100% hit the nail on the head. Exactly. That would be my ideal scenario, quite frankly. Omega's got to carry on. You can't defeat that man in an hour. You can't. You just can't. You've got to have him as I say, like a Thanos type villain. Stretch him out across seasons. Make it bigger. Make it more dramatic. 100%. Tony's onto it. We have another super chat. Let me just find it. Sorry. Laurel Ann P. Thank you very much for the super chat, Laurel. Laurel Ann P says, I hope we don't say Poppy is the Doctor's only kid if we make her his biological daughter. Ten said he had kids in the Doctor's daughter. Yeah, I do hope if they are doing this sort of reveal of the Doctor's child or Poppy being blood related to the Doctor, I don't want them to... Because this is the thing, the show's Doctor Who. I still want some mystery around the Doctor's past. And I think what worked really well during the Tennant era was they alluded to a lot of things. They slowly dropped in a lot of lore, but the Doctor, because of his sort of like, oh, I'm sad, I'm the last of the Time Lords, he'd never really open up. He'd never really say much about it. We knew a lot of, we knew he had kids, we knew this, but we never had it fully explained. I don't want them to fully explain stuff. I'd be happy to get a couple of answers, but I still want the mystery. It's why, controversially, I think the Timeless Child thing kind of works, because it removes a bit of mystery, but it adds a whole load more mystery. So, yeah, as long as it doesn't rewrite too much, I'll be happy to see it. Oh. We have another super chat here. Thank you very much to Clive Bell for the super chat. Clive says, the whole plot feels like a fan wish list. I still think that there will be a twist at the end. What if we go back and Jodie regenerates all over again? I 100% agree with the start of that. There's definitely a twist. I mean, there's a literal Susan twist. But was it Russell? Someone or some publicity thing said somewhere there's always a twist. There's always something you don't expect. I think the twist might be Mrs. Flood. Like, I know that sounded obvious a couple of weeks ago, but I think she's playing the role of the butler. She's on the back foot. The main Rani's having her time to shine. I think Mrs. Flood's going to get fed up of it. I feel like it was kind of set up in the last episode. Like, Mrs. Flood she's got beef with the mainline Rani. She's not happy with her. She wants something more. So I think that might be our plot twist. As for going back and seeing Jodie regenerate all over again, I think it's unlikely. This is the thing with this era, nothing's impossible. Like, you never quite know where it's going. I can't see them doing that. It's not impossible, but who knows? We'll have to wait and see. It's a nice theory from Clive. Mrs. Flood is salty. Yeah, what if the twist is Susan Twist after all? You never know. Robin says, when will River Song return? I don't think she ever will, to be honest. I think we've seen the last of River, and you know what? I in a way I'm glad. Like, I like River Song as a character, but I think her ending in The Wedding of River Song, like the way it all ties together, it's perfect, and I almost want that left untouched. So yeah, I hope, not because of a lack of liking the character, but I hope we don't see too much more of Mrs. Flood. Yeah, Crux, you're right. River's story was perfect and now it's done. Darius says the reality war will reboot Doctor Who. Yeah, it very much could be like a soft reboot, which, you know, I said that out loud and then I thought maybe not. This whole era was supposed to be a soft reboot. But I suppose it could still be a soft reboot of sorts, where like you have all this lore, you have all this build up with Omega, with the Ranis, etc., and then it's like, okay, we're gonna refresh from the top down. Kenneth Branagh would make a great Omega. I know the name. I'm gonna kick myself. Let me Google him quickly. I know this guy. Why can't I think of? I'm looking at the roles he's been in, and none of them are ringing a bell. Oppenheimer, Harry Potter. Who's he in Harry Potter? Someone in the chat, tell me his famous roles. I can't remember him. I do know who he is. Dr. Master says, Torchwood, come home, we miss you. Yeah, Torchwood's great, but also I feel like season 4 or series 4 of Torchwood kind of like, yeah, I'm lukewarm on it. It's not terrible. I just think it's dragged out and like I don't know how much more Torchwood you could do with the stakes, with the stuff. But I'd be here for it if they write it well. I would never say no to more Torchwood. Also, Joe Brian Blessed voiced Omega in an audio thing. Yeah, he did. He's so good. I love that man. The chat has frozen again. That's fantastic. Let me refresh. Now it's jumped. Fantastic. It's let's get back to it. I'm gonna put out my like every 10-minute reminder. Please feel free to re-comment your things if I've missed them. Don't spam the chat though. If you want to super chat it, I'll 100% read it because it flashes up on my screen. I need to make that into like a little jingle, a little song, because I say it so many times in these live streams. What if Omega needs a body, and that's what Conrad is really for? 100%, yeah. He could possess. Imagine he possesses the baby. That'd be quite funny. Like a floating evil baby villain. Which I was about to say they wouldn't do, but they literally could do that. Like space babies, they can make babies talk. Like obviously not in real life, I shouldn't imagine. But with the wonders of VFX, they can make babies talk. Why don't we get a evil baby Omega? That'd be great. Can someone please explain the degeneration theory? Please explain. I don't know. Samuel's in chat. Hello, Samuel. Samuel says, do we think Shooty will regenerate next episode? It's a good question, isn't it? It's a scary question. I hope he doesn't. I want him to stay on for a long time. He deserves more time in the role, but I think there is a chance. Nothing confirmed, nothing official. I mean, that we discussed in last night's live stream the Sun article. Load of waffle there. We can dismiss that immediately. But it's a real possibility. We may be seeing the 15th Doctor regenerate next week. I do wonder if he does regenerate, will it cut to black, or will we see the 16th Doctor? It'd be kind of bonkers to have cast and shot the end to a regeneration if we don't even know whether the series is carrying on. That's mad as well, actually. Putting it into perspective, there's a very slim chance. I think it's almost 100% that Doctor Who will carry on. But there is a tiny, tiny chance that the reality war could be the last episode of Doctor Who. That's insane. We might have one episode of Doctor Who left. It's not going to happen, though. The show will definitely carry on. 100%. Guaranteed. There's just no way it's going to end. What if the Doctor's companions become the next Doctor, such as like Ruby or Belinda? Yeah, there were a lot of theories going around, and I think probably by the looks of how big this episode and how much stuff this episode already has going on in it, I don't think we're going to get a reveal about Belinda, but there were a load of theories about her because, like, in Robot Revolution, she knows what a TARDIS is before the word TARDIS has been said to her. So I think it's unlikely, but who knows? Maybe there's more to Belinda than meets the eye. Yeah, Elizabeth Jack here makes a good point. Doctor Who is the cash cow. It's not going anywhere. I think yeah, it makes so much money. Dominic says Wilderness Years 2. We have a super chat here. Thank you very much to Panos Driss for the super chat. Panos says Omega will be a talking, living TARDIS. Imagine. I mean, it could be like, in The Devil's Cord when the doors flip open and do that every time it talks. Like, that could be insane. I could see genuinely some form of, I don't think it would look like the police box, but it might sort of morph or transform out of it. But on a real, I could see Omega possessing or taking the TARDIS, because the Rani, as people pointed out in this live chat, the Rani does say like, oh, where's your TARDIS? We saw it blow up at the end of last episode. What if it's, how like Idris goes into human form, Omega sort of adapts that TARDIS to his will and like comes through, creates himself a body. Don't know quite where that would go, but it'd be cool. Someone's pointed out here, 14 is still sleeping. I mean, it's a good question. Where is the 14th Doctor? What's David Tennant doing? The universe is in crisis once again, and he's just at home. I wonder if in this reality of sorts, does he have a wife? Is he married to like someone? It can't be Donna. Donna's already got a husband. Who knows? We'll just have to wait and see. Martin Foot, thank you very much for the very generous super chat, Martin. Martin says, something seems off with Belinda's dad, 100%. Martin, you're on something here. Something seems off with Belinda's dad. This would have been the ideal episode for him to appear, but he was a no-show. 100%. 100%. Like, yeah, I don't know. We know Belinda's dad's going to show up. Like, he's been cast. We saw, I think his agency leaked it, which is quite funny because the agency who, have him as, I don't know, how do I say this? The agency who he is a part of, also the same agency as someone who's in the Echoes cast, which is, yeah, quite a funny coincidence. But we know Belinda's dad, he's going to show up in the episodes. We know he's going to be there. And his name is Harry. Maybe there's someone else, tie them together, Harbinger, Anagram, something along those lines. They keep talking about making Belinda's dad sing, making Belinda's dad laugh. You're right, Martin. There's something fishy going on. I mean, I said a minute ago maybe there's nothing happening with Belinda, but maybe we're still holding out for a reveal. Maybe it's something that was planned for season 3. But I 100%, yeah, there's got to be something there. Like, why hasn't he shown up yet? Especially because we know there's a guy cast in the role. Intriguing. Very intriguing. Thank you to Thanos for another super chat. Thanos says, how do you think that the Doctor knows Conrad's ending of dying alone, but he knew nothing about Rani and Omega? Is it me, or am I missing something? I think the implication is, in the original timeline, before the Rani's interference, before any of that, Conrad would have just rotted in that cell. Is it in unit? Wherever Conrad is, he'd have just rotted till an old age in that cell, and then his heart would have given out, or whatever evil speech the Doctor gives. Yeah, I think that's the implication. So obviously that time has been changed by Mrs. Flood. I think the original timeline, that's what was seen. It got changed when Mrs. Flood steps in. That's my take on it, but I could be wrong. Perhaps, I don't know. Maybe the Doctor's playing the long game. I mean, they say, I think, it's either Russell's Post or so. I think it's Doctor Who magazine. They say there's reveals from the Doctor. They say for and from the Doctor, there's going to be some big reveals. So maybe the Doctor's going to reveal that he's actually one step ahead, and he knows some elements of what's going on. Right, let's keep a look at the chat. We'll scroll down here. Liam says, can't wait for Omega the cat. No, please, no. Evelyn Birch says, Joe, I think Belinda's dad is Omega. Perhaps. I mean, it would tie in Maybe, that could be kind of cool. Like, if he takes Belinda's dad's body, then you have, like, the drama of, like, Belinda seeing her dad as the face of this maniacal villain, and, like, the Doctor then basically can't kill him, realistically. He can't defeat Belinda's dad in front of Belinda. Like, that would be such a... Oh, that would be cool. That would be cool. Oh, Meowga. Oh, no. Stitch is the next Doctor. As in Stitch from Lilo and Stitch? Sure, why not? It's a Disney property while they still have the Disney money, why not? The finale is going to be a mess for the fandom, says Dr. Master. Yeah, I'm scared. I'm scared. I'm always scared by Doctor Who finales. They're usually... I don't think I've actually ever been alive for a finale, well, like, been watching Doctor Who properly, for a finale that has gone down unanimously well. Doctor Falls. No, but even then, at the time, I remember a lot of people complaining about the Doctor Falls. I watched it and was like, this is cinema, this is perfect. But I remember going online and being like, oh, people didn't like it that much. I loved Doctor Falls. I suppose other than World Enough and Time in the Doctor Falls, every finale that I've been, like, online to witness the fandom reaction for has been a catastrophic mess of people going, I hated it, or I liked it, or I hated it. Like, there's never been a good, solid, unanimously agreed on, loved finale. Yeah, like, last year's finale, I remember everyone was so hyped, and then the drama that ensued afterwards, chaos, absolute chaos. Harry plus Belinda equals Harbinger. Ooh, with a couple of extra letters left over, it does. Harbinger something. Joe, I think a 50-foot Dalek rumbling in the end of the episode called the Reality War. What do you think? It would be cool to see a giant Dalek. Maybe not this quick. And maybe, like, I don't know, not immediately. Bring back the Daleks in a couple of years. It's not impossible that they'd crop up in this episode, because as I say, Ncuti said he wanted to face the Daleks, so having the Daleks, even if it's only briefly, but then I suppose this is the thing. If you've got Omega, you've got 2 Ranis, you've got all of this, is there space to shove in Daleks? Probably not. It's not impossible, though. Not impossible. Still think that at least Sutekh's reveal was great last season. Yeah, I do. I will forever love the scene where they build up to the god of all gods. There's the trickster, there's the toy maker, and then you get the big Sutekh reveal. That was so cool. Like, it's just a shame. Empire of Death. I want to know behind the scenes. I feel like there were probably behind the scenes problems there, because it's such a strong premise, and I feel like, I don't know, it didn't reach probably where they wanted to go with it. Maybe budgetary reasons. Maybe we'll never know, but hopefully we find out one day. Slithina Carpenter is the 3rd member of the Unholy Trinity, and she starts, her glitter dust of death over the universe. Yeah, I think we've cracked it. Shout out to Slithina Carpenter. Everyone, I've seen it all over Twitter, over TikTok. It's Dr. Master's creation. Yeah, when will Slithina Carpenter be canonised? It's the question on everybody's minds. Robin says the Reality War can't be any worse than the Empire of Death. That is unless Omega is turned into a cat and put on a leash. Imagine the scenes. Imagine the scenes. That'd be sad. I can't lie, I'd kind of be here for the chaos. How funny would that be? It would be absolutely bonkers. I felt that Millie Gibson's intro to Empire of Death last year was kind of an admission of messing up the finale. I was watching in the cinema, and her saying we all worked really hard made me worry. Yeah, the funny story I have about the cinema trip, which I've told many times, so apologies if you're hearing this again, but so when part 1 was aired in the cinema, everyone was cheering, everyone was happy, and when you can feel a buzz in the room. People were excited. Empire of Death happened, and there was only one moment where people cheered. One moment. And it was when they name-dropped Coventry, because I was watching it in Coventry. That was it. That was the only moment that got the audience to go, "Way!" Which I just I think that speaks volumes about the quality of the episode. We have a super chat here from Clive Bell. Thank you very much, Clive Bell. Clive says, "Are you doing a live chat after the cinema next week? Might need a stiff drink after it and a debrief or a cry." I will 100% be doing a video. I might do a live stream. I'll probably do a review and then either a live stream later that evening, which it might be quite late because the thing is, it comes out 7 o'clock, right? Yeah, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, probably like 9 o'clock, roughly. Getting back. Yeah, it's going to be late either way, but there will 100% be a live chat discussing that finale, whether it's on that night or whether it's like the day after, sorry. 100% stay tuned for a live chat. There'll be reviews, live chats, the podcast, all the usual. I'm going to be posting loads of videos this week. It's the last final run while Doctor Who's on air. Conrad plus Confused Adipose live stream collab next week. You know what? I don't want to collab with Conrad, to be honest. I'm good. I'm good. Conrad can stay to his side of YouTube. Lost Gatherer, thank you very much, Lost Gatherer, for the super chat. Very generous. Lost Gatherer says, "There's a pattern of things coming back from each episode. Rogue, Belinda, Twist Tea Lady, and the drones. The Nexus might come back to tie in with the Vindicator's power. Both are called a web." Yeah, actually, I hadn't thought about that. Especially if this is almost like, because obviously there's the rumours of Ncuti leaving, if this is building up to like a big conclusion for this era, for the 15th Doctor, all of these things tying in could make sense. And the story nexus from the story in the engine very much could tie into all this, especially if you've got your wishes, like if they wish for something, like I suppose wishing and willing Omega back into existence via the Nexus, via that baby, via the story engine, like tying it all together, it could be quite cool. I'd be here for it. I hope something like that happens. Like I loved as well, although I think it was a bit bizarre, and it did feel like someone had ran up to Jonathan Groff with a green screen and just gone, "Quick, film these lines." But I like that we're getting the little cameos from all the different elements of this era, like tying together. It's really nice, really cool. So hopefully, we'll see more. Thank you, Thanos, for another super chat. Thanos says, "If a Dalek shows up in the finale, can you imagine the discussion between the Dalek and Omega? That would be a scream of a laugh. It may be funnier than the Daleks versus the Cybermen in Doomsday." Yeah, Thanos, I can't lie, it would be kind of hilarious. Imagine. What would they even say to each other? Like, I suppose Omega's too powerful. Omega just click his fingers, Daleks are gone. Yeah, I don't know. It'd be funny. It'd be funny to see. I don't know. I'm so 50-50 because I love the Daleks. Seeing them back would be cool. But at the same time, I'm like, if we wait, how impactful will the Dalek reveal be in years' time? Like, give them a little rest. Give them a retirement. I mean, we technically saw a Dalek in, what was it called? The little prequel thing, with David Tennant. What's it called? It's not a parody, like the Children in Need sketch. That's really bugging me. Someone in the live chat remind me. What's it called? Someone. Destination Skaro. There we go. Thank you, Martin. Yes, Destination Skaro. That was the last time we saw a Dalek, and hopefully will be for a long time, although they are cool. Thank you very, very much, Jeffrey Aldred, for the super chat. Really appreciate it. Jeffrey says, "How does the Master's tooth fit in? Or have we all been fooled along? Have we all been fooled all along, and it's Omega?" Yeah. There's so many questions. I think there's no way now, because we've got 5 big villains already. We've got like an unholy trinity of 5 people, effectively. We've got the 2 Ranis, we've got the baby, we've got Conrad, and we've got Omega. Like, there's no way you can fit the Master in there. I mean, it's not impossible, but I think I think they're probably saving that. I wouldn't be surprised if it's revealed that Kate was the one that picked it up, because Kate had red nail polish, as did the Rani. Could be either of them, but I wouldn't be surprised if Kate was the one who picked up the tooth and she's locked it in the unit vaults, and maybe in a big unit story, maybe even within the like unit spin-off War Between the Land and the Sea, they're gonna do something with that. Like, they might bring him back as a sort of reluctant advisor, or if it is Missy or something and she's kind of good, like, we'll see where that goes. It's intriguing. It's intriguing. What else have we got going on here? Feels too mystery boxy to be Kate picking it up. Yeah, I mean, this is the thing. Like, I do like the mystery box style that Russell goes with, but also I feel like, I don't know, they used to be interwoven a little bit more than they are now. Like, in a way, now it doesn't feel as woven smoothly into the narrative as it used to. So hopefully, if there are more mystery boxes to come in the future, they're more woven in. Thank you very much to David Warlock for the super chat. David Warlock says, it would make sense if Belinda is related to Rani Chandra, who met the Doctor's 10th and 11th incarnations and told her about him at a family do. Yeah, I suppose you could canon that, like, with how Belinda knows what a TARDIS is without being told. The only thing that might potentially... Obviously, the showrunner lies. It's rule one, the Doctor lies, the showrunners lie. There is an interview with Russell where the interviewer asks, like... I think it's quite funny because he says, like, oh, there's no coincidences in Doctor Who. So Rani Chandra, Belinda Chandra, are they related? And Russell just stares blankly at the camera for a second and goes, no, that is a coincidence. So I don't know whether it's going to happen, but it's a nice headcanon. Like, I like that. It would be cool as well if even if Rani just got a name drop, especially because you've got the Rani in the finale and you've got Rani from Sarah Jane and you've got the shared surname of Chandra. Perhaps, be cool. Imagine the Master bi-generating. Yeah, I quite like that theory that's been going around, that the Master bi-generated into Missy and the Sacha Darwin Master, which is why they're so drastically different. And it also, it doesn't undo Missy's redemption arc in The Doctor Falls. The only thing, though, is, in my head, like, it's not been confirmed, but in my head, Sacha Darwin is the Master that was supposed to be opposite Matt Smith. You've got the bow tie, you've got the, like, purple coat, you've got the tweed, you've got all of that, I think. And, like, because the Doctors always mirror them. You've got John Sim, David Tennant, you've got Michelle Gomez, Peter Capaldi. That Master was for 11's Doctor and is pre-Missy. So Missy's arc is still intact. And also, you've got a couple of lines from Missy where she says, like in The Magician's Apprentice, she's like, I've known the Doctor ever since she was a little girl. Which is, does Missy have knowledge of the Timeless Children? I like to imagine so. So yeah, in my head, Missy comes after the Sacha Master. But I'm here for the bi-generation theory as well. It's quite fun. Quite a fun idea. Matt Smith as Omega would be juicy. Yeah, that's a good name. Feed me C space more. I like the username. Matt Smith as Omega would be juicy. Yeah, it would. The only thing with that is it's literally doing what Marvel are doing with Robert Downey Jr. as what's the character's name? Doctor Doom. That's it. I'm forgetting. This is how much I don't pay attention to Marvel anymore. It's Doomsday and Avengers something War, Secret War, or is that the TV series? Whatever the 2-part new Avengers films that have just been delayed are, it would be doing that, but with Matt Smith. But Doctor Who's better than Marvel, so yeah, sure, why not? I'd be here for it. Victor Von Doom. Yeah, that's him. That's my man. Do you think we will see Susan actually meet 15 in the finale? Hopefully. I mean, there's so much going on. I am slightly concerned that next week might not be able to fully pull through. I do have faith in Russell, though. That man he's a brilliant writer. He's done a lot of Doctor Who, and he's clearly got this very well planned out thing. So I hope that each character, each part gets their time to shine. And I reckon Susan was literally set up as far back as the Devil's Cord. Like, it can't It can't just be a coincidence. So yeah, I hope. Blink if you're the 16th Doctor. Yeah, that's me. I am the 16th Doctor. Why is Anita Dobson named as Mrs. Flood in the credits and not also the Rani? Yeah, this is the main thing that I don't understand, and I feel like may never be explained, which is a real shame. Is Mrs. Flood actually the Rani, or just like a vessel for the Rani to be birthed out of? Because Mrs. Flood acts nothing like the Rani. She also just breaks the fourth wall left, right, and centre. Like, what's all that about? Are we ever going to get an explanation? Perhaps, perhaps not. We'll just have to wait and see. I hope we do. But yeah, you can never be too sure. I want to see an 8-episode series about unseen adventures of the 11th Doctor that just fills in the gaps of his era and answers a bunch of loose ends from his era. Yeah, I did it. Eight episodes. That's a lot of episodes. It'd be cool, but I don't know. Spidey Steve says I gave up rechatting your theory, my theory even. I'm sorry, rechat it. I'll read it now. As ever, we'll do our however many minutely reminder. If you want to rechat, please don't spam, but feel free. If you want to super chat, I'll 100% read your chat. We've just had a super chat in here. Thank you very much to Defuse for the super chat. Defuse says, doubt and dread, invoking Incensor's daughters? Question mark? Incensor's daughters. Oh, yeah, it could be. They were mentioned in the Empire of Death building up. It could be Mrs. Flood, the bi-generation. One's doubt, one's dread. I mean, it kind of fits with their characterizations because Mrs. Flood is quite doubtful. She's quite like on the back foot. And the other Rani is just dread. She's scary. She's girl bossing. She's evil. So yeah, I think that ties in. Sam Lawton says I'm an actor. I'm too scared to super chat. Don't worry. There's no obligation to super chat at all. Spidey Steve. Here we go. Right. Here's the rechat. Belinda is Susan, and Poppy is her dad. Ooh, before or after regenerating. And the Master is actually the cat. Okay, there's a lot to unpack there. Right, Belinda is Susan. It could still happen. Yeah, there's a lot of mystery. We've covered it a bunch in this live stream. I don't know where or how it would fit into such a busy finale, but it could work. I suppose it would fit in the way that it ties in Susan and Poppy as well. So Poppy, but then it would get so confusing. Like, how do you explain that on screen? Like, this baby here is actually your dad, Susan, and Susan, you're my granddaughter. Like, there would be a lot to unpack. It's not impossible, though. And the Master is actually the cat. That'd be, you know what, Master Cat. We've seen it before. We can see it again. Belinda is definitely Maxil from the last time we saw Omega. Yeah, I mean, shared a face with another character, then came back, just like Colin Baker. Perhaps. Lily Shambles says, just watch new trailer. Strange there is no doctor at the end telling you to subscribe. Ooh, is there not? I don't know, I was like, let's check it, as if I don't believe you, you're lying. No, maybe. I mean, they had the the Rani last week do the don't forget to click below and subscribe to the official Doctor Who YouTube channel. Hashtag the Meowster. Oh no, there's the Cats theories. It's developed a life of its own. It's become the Andrew Lloyd Webber musical. Right, I'm thinking we're gonna wrap this live chat up relatively soon, probably another five or so minutes. So get your final questions in. As ever, if you want to super chat it, I'll 100%. Oh, I almost knocked over my mug there. Saved it. If you want to super chat it, I'll 100% read them. There's no obligation though. I'll try and get through other comments as well. So comment away, and we'll see what we can get through. The Doctor yells that Poppy is real. I think it's referring to the fact that she is from the reality and not conjured by the wish. Other things are being pulled in, which might give bigger consequences than the Rani gets. Yeah, actually, that's a really solid theory that hadn't even initially occurred to me. Like, yeah, if the Doctor's saying, like, That's a space baby. I recognise that's a space baby. Why is the space baby here? More stuff's happening. Yeah, I like it. Nice theory. We have another super chat here. Thank you very much to David Warlock for the super chat. David says, does anyone think the Rani will find out the Master was the one who destroyed the Time Lords and the Doctor's true origins? Also her reaction. Yeah, I suppose that the Rani may not know at all about the Timeless Children or any of that jazz. Hence why she says, like, Omega's the first Time Lord. Perhaps. It would be quite cool to see as well, because the Rani knows the Master. The Rani would probably have beef with the Master now, after all of this. So they bickered like a married couple in the past. She'd probably want to scrap him now. And if he's in the Golden Tooth, post-credit scene perhaps, who knows? Who knows? Your mug slipped. Tables don't do that. Ah, there we go. Very nice, everyone. Very nice. I don't know why I'm holding on to it now. It's not going to go through the table. Joe, are you showing doubt? I'm sorry. I won't show doubt. Please don't call the thought police. Hello, this YouTuber is expressing doubt. What have we started? What have we started? I feel like the police are about to, like, Mrs. Flood's gonna, like, burst through the door and take me away now. Okay. Oh. Liam says Archie Punjabi is so good as the Rani. Absolutely, 100%. She's just great. She's just great. HMVA says, wait, but the Doctor wasn't the first Time Lord to begin with anyway, right? Gallifrey doesn't equal Time Lord. Yeah, I think it gets muddy when you start looking into expanded media and stuff. What's a Time Lord, what's not a Time Lord? Susan technically isn't a Time Lord, but she also is a Time Lord, but you have to be a Time Lord if you went to the Academy. It's all very confusing, so who knows? Maybe we'll know, maybe we won't know. When will we be getting the podcast review? Tuesday, I think. We're filming it on Monday. Either late Sunday or Monday. No, Monday. We're filming it on Monday. So probably Tuesday or Wednesday. One of them. It's slightly later than I'd ideally like, so sorry about that. But yeah, we are going to start wrapping up the live stream now. So thank you very much to everybody who watched. As I say, I've got a Who is Omega video out now. Go and check that out. If you want the whole history, I put a lot of work into it as well. It's been in the works for like a good couple of months. It's literally the entire history of Omega, expanded media, everything you need to know going into next week. Check it out. Who is Omega video. There's also my review of the episode out now. You can go and check that out if you want. Yeah, comment away. I'm intrigued on people's thoughts because this episode, from the people I've spoken to in real life, has been relatively divisive. Thank you very much to everybody who's saying they enjoyed the Omega video. Really appreciate that. And yeah, thank you to everybody who watched. We do have one last super chat there from Tony the Time Lord. Thank you very much, Tony. Tony says, Thari's future Doctor now he's been in it. Yeah, I reckon he's playing a chameleon arc Doctor, and he's going to crop up in the finale, the Thari's Doctor. That would be great. That's just what the world needs. What a way to end the live stream. Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you, Tony, for the super chat. And yeah, you're now going to have to, as ever, watch me awkwardly try and end the live stream without completely knocking over my setup. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.